We're standing outside the family's house right now. You can see their two vehicles remain outside the home. Investigators telling us the cell phones, her cell phone, was also found left behind. Told they crashed into shallow water. Now, I do want to show you what we're talking about with the shallow water. I'm going to flash the flashlight down here. They were able to take samples off of carpeting that showed that the accelerant that was used was gasoline. One right after another receiving hits by this storm. This one, the roof is completely damaged on this home. The carport that stood here just last night, now gone. We see it scattered along the median. We've got a headlight right here. We've got the piece where the headlight actually goes into. You can even see concrete pieces of a power pole that this guy took out. After seeing the images of the mosaic plant in Mulberry over the last 2 weeks, she now realizes just how much risk she faces just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards away. We're told the flames reached nearly 50 feet up into these trees. We're actually told that the woman was burning old newspapers and receipts in these barrels when it exploded. They're giving it 2 thumbs up so far. They say the character surprises are great, but the biggest surprise of the movie was okay, I guess you'll have to see the movie to find out. Live in Tampa, I'm Cameron Polom, ABC Action News.
Welcome back. We're updating you now on an emotional reunion we brought you as breaking news this morning. A young boy missing for 15 hours is found safe. The massive search ending early this morning when that 10-year-old walked right up to our Cameron Polom. It's an emotional reunion. Cameron joins us live now. Cameron, you are right in the middle of this story.
It's something we're not used to as reporters, but that's exactly how it all played out. When we arrived here, we had just left a press conference with the county sheriff's office. We came out to the neighborhood to hopefully speak with family members. That's when I looked into this yard. We're actually standing in the neighbor's yard, and I saw a young boy there. What started out as a very scary morning turned out to have the best possible ending.
We're here today to ask the media and the public's assistance in locating a missing 10-year-old boy.
After nearly 14 hours of waiting and wondering, an emotional reunion.
What? Paul right here.
It's not often we as news reporters find ourselves as part of the story, but today isn't like most days.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
10-year-old Paul Fagan was reported missing by his grandmother on Thursday night. Hillsborough County deputies circled the skies as ground units searched the neighborhood and nearby waterways. But by Friday morning, still no sign of the boy. We arrived in the neighborhood to get the word out, hoping to speak with family members. That's when something amazing happened.
You go by Zeke, right?
He was there in the yard right next to me. I just found him over here in the yard over here. The reunion gave me goosebumps.
1.25 with, Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Then just a few hours later, another reunion right in front of us, this time with his father.
It's like a wonderful joy, like your son first being born.
A day that started off with fear running high, ending in a lot of smiles for everyone.
I love him. That's all I can see. I love him.
Somebody's barricaded in there and got somebody hostage.
I heard that he ran into his girlfriend's car.
As police choppers circled overhead, rumors of what was happening soared through the streets of this Tampa neighborhood.
Went that way, they barricaded, and I came around this way and I see all this. I'm like, wow.
Tampa police surrounding this home on 26th Avenue East this morning. SWAT teams on hold surrounding homes evacuated, believing inside this man, Billy Lewis, was holding his 10-year-old son hostage following a domestic dispute that spun out of control.
I don't want him hurt. If he got to go to jail, let him go, but let him be safe.
Theosi Arnold is the little boy's grandmother.
He got in a fight with his girlfriend, and then she said she gonna call the police.
Hostage negotiators would quickly realize things weren't what they seemed, tracking down the child who was supposed to be being held captive.
Well, there was some confusion that Maury was in the house with Billy, but he was never in the house. Billy had dropped him off at his sister's house. over on 15th. So when the officers asked where was Maury and they needed to physically see him, I went to pick Maury up.
Pull they in.
Making entry on the home revealed the suspect was no longer inside. Family and friends begging him to end all of this before it turns deadly.
Just give up. Come on out before somebody else gets shot.
It was once said, music touches us emotionally where words alone cannot. Donald Gould is doing just that on the streets of downtown Sarasota.
You know, it's something you just don't see every day.
Music, it really gets my attention, and I guess a lot of other people in the course of the day stop to take a look at this artist. And obviously he is an artist.
And I just got about 4 or 5 songs under my fingers, you know, and it seems to hit.
That's probably an understatement. Earlier in the week, a video of the homeless veteran exploded across the internet. More than 1 million people tuning in to see his surprising talent. Even more amazing, Gould says it's been nearly 5 years since the last time he even played a single note.
And I just like to see people catch foot traffic and make people happy. I never expected none of this.
He's been playing music since he was in the Marines, mainly the clarinet, but drugs and alcohol abuse landed him on the streets.
But there's always been a piano around.
The latest piano around, part of a community art project that has 7 public pianos placed throughout the downtown area. His crowd-pleasing melodies even attracting the attention from a few local bars, now offering Gould an opportunity at a permanent gig.
The whole goal of the arts and of the Arts and Cultural Alliance is to be able to allow the public to have access and to be able to find those talents.
And find they did, but putting his talents into words, well, maybe we're just not meant to.
It speaks to the soul, and you know, that's probably something that really can't be defined.
We've been standing out here for more than 5 freaking minutes, and these children are starting to walk towards the house or the road.
Less than 24 hours after a Winter Haven mom was sent to jail for child neglect, these 2 parents are caught in the act once again, and our cameras were rolling for all of it.
This is the second time that I've caught.
I understand.
This is the second time that I've caught.
I'm so sorry.
Do you both need another ride to jail?
No.
Get it together.
Okay.
The chance encounter on Thursday happened when Winter Haven Police Detective Samantha Phillips spotted the 2 21-month-old twins playing in the road along the heavily and briskly traveled Westlake Hamilton Drive. Their mother fast asleep inside.
I opened my door and I started to cross the road and they started walking over to us.
But after 2 days in a row, Detective Phillips had seen enough.
Turn your back. They're 2 years old.
You don't need children if that's the case.
No. It's not that, ma'am. They're 2 years old. Just turn your back for a second or two. They're gonna, the back door.
Okay, you know the back door is a problem. Fix it.
Yes, ma'am.
It should have been fixed yesterday.
I will fix it.
The father says the 2 girls have learned to open a broken back door and sneak through this fence on the side of the home. After a private chat inside, Detective Phillips says she reluctantly gave the couple another chance, but says she is still considering pressing further charges.
I told them that there's no excuse. They can't keep a watchful eye on their children. Maybe they ought to be in somebody else's care.
In Winter Haven, I'm Cameron Polom, ABC Action News. Most have heard the saying, some people have all the luck. That saying may not ring more true than in the case of Gus Andrione.
I don't swing as hard as I used to because I'm limited to how much I can get any power out of my body and legs.
Many people would say Gus is lucky to just be playing golf at his age. The 103-year-old teaching pro says he always knew golf was his calling, but a close call in Germany during World War II while searching a war-torn building almost sidelined him for good.
And they must have seen me going upstairs. When I got to the 4th floor, they shot an 88 shell into that building in that area. And my ears were ringing for 2 weeks, and I thought they blew my ears out.
His good fortune would follow him for the next 70 years. Most recently last week when he became the oldest golfer to card a hole-in-one.
And they were waving their hands, jumping up and down, and I can't jump up. So I just raised my arms high, and I was elated as much as anybody.
But Gus doesn't just have one hole-in-one, not 2 or even 3. Try 8. So when he knocked it in last week, his golf buddies responded pretty much how you would imagine.
I wasn't a bit surprised. I played with him, and you know, he's chipped it in and he's put it in for 40 feet, and he turns around and he goes like that, like there's nothing to it.
Turns out Gus isn't the only one in the family with a smooth swing. His wife Betty is an ace herself.
I've had 3.
For a golfer who's made a career of beating the odds when he said he'll never stop playing.
Who knows? Time will tell.
Here's a suggestion. Don't bet against him. In Sarasota, I'm Cameron Polom, ABC Action News.